welcome back. Episode number 23. Jordan episode coming to you live. No
Yeah.
Cap Sports
Yeah.
Podcast. We here with it.
Yeah.
So, as always, I'm going to let Josh
Nick
start it
the
off.
Man, thank you, Nick. I just want everybody to get an appreciation for Nick's new perspective, take on the pod. Gonna clap it up for him one time. Yes, sir. But man, solemn start to the show, Mr. Hayes. I gotta inform you. As you know, as a resident of Memphis, Tennessee, a lot of good music, specifically rap music, comes from our city. But they gotta stay out of trouble. And recently, they haven't been doing that. The newest and hottest Shaq and Penny of the rap game, Pooh Shiesty and Big 30, both have had various run-ins with the law enforcement over the past couple of weeks since we shot the last episode. Mr. Big 30, known legally as Rodney White, he was arrested October 1st in Brookside, Alabama, coming back from Atlanta, Georgia on felony drug charges. So yeah, he, got in, posted his bail, did his time. I guess we locked up with 5 or 6 days. Dropped, a song. First day out there, but rapper has to have their first day out, So at least he got out. But just today, Mr. Lantrell Williams, Pooh Shiesty, out here in these streets, turned himself in Miami-Dade County, shooting out there in Bay Harbor, left 2 people dead. Yeah, so that's unfortunate.
Dead?
Yeah. So they live what they rapping about for sure. So yeah, We're gonna say free Shiesty till it's backwards, man. Hate to see a young brother, anybody of color really, getting locked down and placed in that box and in that system. So yeah, man, perfect my boy 30 that, his upcoming court case, gets handled.
What exactly happened? Do you know?
Got pulled over. He had 17 bands on him, and it said marijuana packaged for distribution for sale. So I guess he had like the little baggies or whatever. And that's all that I read, I think, or something else. And a Glock.
Oh, but he did shoot them.
Oh, you talking about Shiesty? I mean, hey, brother, we ain't gonna speak on that. That's probably a pending legal case. Matter of fact, we want to edit that out, Nick. But yeah, we're not gonna. We don't. No, yeah. Pray for my boy Real. Let's go keep in contact for sure. Yeah, but yeah, that's all for me, Nick. Bob Boy had a new album coming out. Fat Boy. I always like the little song he does with NLE. You froze on my job, Nick, but it's all right. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on back home. Distance makes the heart grow fonder. Things like that. So yeah, pray for people from my city, man.
Yeah, and since we're praying for people from Memphis, I think people in Atlanta are celebrating right now. Big news this week. Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitrov fired, the head coach and the GM of the Atlanta Falcons. So, what was y'all's just initial reactions to seeing these 2 guys get the boot, especially after Dan Quinn's been on the hot seat for a minute?
Expected. Dan Quinn came from the Seahawks, the Legion of Boom defense, and the Falcons haven't been good at any aspect of football. Defense, offense, special teams, attendance, moral support, equipment. They got Russell jerseys on out there. It's the whole 9. It's just a second-class organization right now at this point. So yeah, the best thing they can do from top down, Arthur Blank down, just clean house and try to start over.
Yeah, it's about time because it's kind of sad that they've been really mediocre. Maybe they're not the worst franchise, but they're definitely a bottom half franchise since they've been to the Super Bowl. What was that? 3 years ago?
Yeah, 2016.
2016, so 4 years ago. They have too much talent, particularly on the offensive side of the ball, to not be winning games at all. They've had a top quarterback, a top 5 receiver, and they've always had a good running back, Devontae Freeman. He was kind of trash last year, but before that, now they had Todd Gurley. The offense is thriving, but that defense has been horrible. And like you said, Thomas Dimitrov, he's been drafting pretty poorly on that defense, if you ask me. So if you can't put the players on the field, you got to go too.
Yeah,
So it's about time.
I agree 100% with that, especially looking at Dan Quinn. I mean, he took the teams to the Super Bowl. I give him credit for that. But the 28-3 blown lead is what's going to stick with everybody about that Super Bowl and stick with everybody about that season, bro. And then not only do you blow a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, you blow 2 games this season in which you had a 99% chance to win. So it's just like losing just follows Dan Quinn or something. I don't really understand. And my big thing is since the Super Bowl appearance in 2016, the Falcons are 24-49. That's a 3-season Super Bowl slump, bro. You just got to find a way to shake back. And so I know Josh alluded to this earlier by saying that everybody under Arthur Blank has to go. So do y'all think it's time for the Falcons to just construct a complete rebuild?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that you could, the only thing that needs to be left there is Julio. And even he can probably be, gone for the right price. So, second class organization, they've been, it is what it is sometimes. Sometimes it is like your time to move on, rebuild, start a new strategy, whatever. And it's like it's been their time, honestly.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Let me hear what you guys say, Vance, before I hop in on this.
Yeah, it's time to rebuild, bro. It's just the fact of you can let a quarterback go. It's going to be a quarterback-heavy draft. It's going to be probably maybe 3 first-round quarterbacks in this year's draft. So, I mean, Matt Ryan, he's a GOAT, but maybe ship him out to a contender or somebody needs a really good backup. He could be in a role like the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys also. I don't know why I can't think of his name.
Andy Dalton?
Yeah, Andy Dalton.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
So,
we got you.
They have to step into that role. It's that time. He's 36. His team's not winning. I mean, like even Drew Brees, he keeps continuously winning. Tom Brady keeps continuously winning. If you're not winning, it might be time, take a little break. Might have to go into that backup role, trade him. That offense is just kind of it's really mid. The offense is a mid. The defense,
I was about to say.
Yeah. The offense in my opinion, it's a really good offense. Really good offense.
A great offense. It's the defense. Haven't done anything literally since that Super Bowl year.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to take a different stance than y'all have. So I don't think the offense is a problem. They're averaging 390.6 yards per game, which is good for 12th in the league, but they're not really converting once they get in the red zone. They're not getting touchdowns, and that's the problem with the Falcons offense, in my opinion, if there's anything wrong with that offense. But I don't think it's time for a complete rebuild quite yet. Just think about all of the injuries the Falcons pile up year after year. Like right now, currently on that defense, they're missing key guys. Deion Jones. Well, they've missed key guys. Deion Jones, DeMonte Casey, AJ Terrell has missed games. It's like they can never play a full game as a unit. You know what I'm saying? It's always guys missing, and normally it's the same couple of guys. And so I think that you just have to give that room time to grow. I think the offense is there. I don't think it's time to panic and just completely rebuild yet. And even Arthur Blanks, the owner, came out and said, he's not going to go 100% in on Matt Ryan because he still thinks he can play at a high level, but you got to look at the end of the day, he's 35, he's an older quarterback. So I can understand getting him to play for another quarterback, but I don't think it's time to hit that rebuild button quite yet because you got a talented roster, and with the right coach, I think that roster is a roster that can win some games, especially with their new interim head coach, Raheem Morris, who was the defensive coordinator this past season, and he was responsible for a lot of the Falcons' growth over the second half of last season. Last season they started out 1-7, finished 6-2. So, and that a lot of that has to do with Raheem Morris kind of taking over that defense. So I think it's possible that the Falcons become a good team without hitting that rebuild button.
So, what would be your remedy to fix the Falcons then? God, I'm sorry, I'm just not understanding.
Me neither. I was just saying, what is there that you want?
In my opinion, it's a coaching deficiency, bro. I don't think it's a player deficiency. I think it's a coaching deficiency. Think about Mark Jackson with the Warriors. Think about Steve Kerr with the Warriors. That's kind of how I see it, bro. Not to say Mark Jackson is a bad coach, but there needs somebody there. And plus, you got to think, bro.
I don't like that. Because I mean, even in that analogy, you have people that Steph and Clay are in their early season 23, 24 versus with Steve Kerr they're in their prime. There's nobody on this Falcons team besides Julio that you're like, oh, we're waiting. They're about to they're about to blow. Like I don't think they really have anybody that.
Calvin Ridley.
He's been productive. Trust me, I got him on my fantasy. He's been productive.
Third year in the league. Second or third year in the league.
The offense can't be better though. It's literally
that's what I'm saying. Like,
but the offense can be better. Like I said, they just need to. The offense isn't scoring touchdowns. They need a more, touchdown-giving offense, bro.
You think that's about to change?
Yes, that's it's not an easy fix, but it's a fix that is possible, bro.
Just score more touchdowns. Like that's how you tell them. That's how you disseminate that information.
Bro, I'm saying like I told you, they're 12th in the league in yards per game, but they're in the very near the bottom in points per game with almost 24.4. That was
so all that tells me is that they can't execute in the red zone. I mean,
exactly. And when you have talent, bro, it's not hard to get touchdowns. It's just, like I said, I think it comes down to coaching, and I will stand on that all day.
You know who's a team that's going down that same path coming up? The San Francisco Niners.
Oh, wow.
Super Bowl
the transition, Vance.
A one-hit wonder. I'm not going to lie to you. Jimmy G's the new Matty Ice.
You know what? I think you kind of have a legitimate point, especially seeing the way they played on Sunday, bro, because that was so ugly.
After that game, nothing is off the table for them. That was embarrassing.
Bro,
Ryan Fitzpatrick do
against the Dolphins.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, as a Jets fan, is due for a random game like that. For real, 350, 3 touchdowns.
Last season,
Devontae Parker
turned up on the Saints.
Say it again.
Hey,
I said last season you saw how he turned up on the Saints. Like I think it was week 1.
I'm saying that beard got magic in it.
Dolphins, bro, they're kind of nice, bro. I'm not gonna.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I just said Fitzpatrick.
I'm sorry. Playoffs, they got the Bills and the Pats, but they got
it's a come up team, bro. They on the come up.
Facts.
You have a lot of optimism today, Nick. I see. I like it.
I mean,
you said what? The worst team in the NFL is
the worst team in the NFL.
The Jets.
Man,
I don't think it's a question.
Tigers. I don't even know, bro. Man.
Hey, bro. Shout out Le'Veon, bro. Hey, no, but Le'Veon, he owes Jamal Adams an apology. Because he called him wanting to leave, and now he's acting like he all happy about leaving. So I want to.
I mean, like, I think Le'Veon was more mad because Jamal was like, hey, bro, come to New York. We finna turn up. We finna win. Then Le'Veon get there, and then Jamal leaves. So it's just like, bro, you brought me out to the Sahara. You drove me out to the Sahara and left me here. You know what I'm saying?
It's like when you and your boys hanging out. It's like, hey, they not coming. So it's like, I got it.
Oh, yeah. The worst way.
I mean, to be honest, that's the situation Le'Veon was put in. He was not put in a position to succeed in New York, in my opinion. But then again, I don't think anybody who goes to New York is put in a position to succeed. So I just think it's tough for Le'Veon because he took a bet on himself and he just ended up in a bad situation. I think if he would have signed anywhere but the Jets, he would be 1,000-yard rusher as we speak.
Le'Veon was well compensated for his time in New York. So.
Oh yeah, he hit a lick off y'all, bro. A nice lick.
I'm like.
So since Le'Veon a free agent, now.
We talking about something else finally. Thank you.
I mean, I'm just saying since he's a free agent, like, what would y'all like to see him play next season? Well, this season.
The swag.
Y'all think would be a good fit? Wait, bro, you so far out of college.
I'm not really feeling Le'Veon right now. Who needs a running back right now? They're already devalued.
You know what? Since we're asking deep questions, why New York need 2 sorry teams?
Man, I'm feeling log off, bro. Obviously, he already said earlier I was only a part-time guest anyway. Man, Like we've been harping on this segment. Like nobody, like this, like is this? You really think this part is gonna do numbers? The part where we talk about the Jets. This is what you think we should be talking about. This is the important sports news you feel like we should be discussing on this program.
Look, bro. No, bro.
Yeah.
Every team gets covered, bro.
Exactly. And y'all haven't been covered.
We don't want.
so
We
have to
don't
get
like.
y'all in the
Okay,
episode.
nobody cares. Like for
You
real.
don't want no.
I care.
You
You
care?
don't want no shine.
Huh?
I care.
You don't want any shine.
And to be honest, bro,
When we
to be
shine,
honest,
what shine?
the Jets really finna get some shine because I know Le'Veon finna hit the studio and drop an Adam Gates diss track.
What's gonna be 12 p.m. in New York?
Oh, hey, that would be so hard.
Man,
No,
when I seen Buddy eyes was like this wide the first day, I'm like, no, come on now, dude, out there looking like an ice head.
Oh, like, hey, but you want to know where Le'Veon needs to end up though? The Tennessee Titans, the Tennessee football team.
Come on, bro.
I'm telling you, all right. So if it's 35 and less, I mean, he's gonna give Derrick Henry some time to rest his body, bro. That would be a nice little back to have a backup. That's like thunder and lightning, bro. You can't. It's gonna be hard to be tackling both of them over the course of a full game.
You think he's going for that though?
Why not split them carries, bro?
He don't want to split that money.
I don't know about that one.
Carries.
He the vet minimum, the vet salary.
I mean, I feel like he will sign for reduced amount wherever he
Not
goes.
the minimum, though.
Yeah, not the minimum at all, but just less. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, personally, bro, I don't like to fit in Tennessee because that's King Henry you got to battle for carries with. And we saw what happened to Deion Lewis when he went there. Deion Lewis faded into oblivion. So, but personally, I think a good fit for Le'Veon, bro. I kind of want to see him in Seattle, bro. I'm relink up with Jamal. Give the Seahawks a true. No disrespect to Chris Carson, he's great, but he's not like that. You know what I'm saying? That elite tier running back, and he's not as much of a receiving threat as Le'Veon is either. Because we saw in Pittsburgh, Le'Veon would line up on the outside, running routes and everything. He just brings that versatility to offense. So I kind of like to see him in Seattle.
Hey, you might have to run that. Nick. Who's the better running back, Chris Carson or Le'Veon Bell right now?
Right now?
Chris Carson.
Give me Chris Carson, bro.
I mean,
Chris
right
Carson,
now, yeah, sure.
Chris Carson, right
Because
now.
we haven't really seen Le'Veon in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just think about the O-line he was playing behind last year, and it was short. Yeah, it was very bad, but he still put up 1,200 total yards rushing and receiving, 66 catches. So he's still more than able to produce. Yeah, last season he put up 1,200 yards combined.
How many rushing yards did he?
I want to say he had right at 800. I want to say he had 800 rushing, 400 receiving.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's decent, bro. It's, all right. You think he's still a top 10 back?
I wouldn't say. I'd say we need to see him be a top 10 back before I say he's a top 10 back. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting a lot of blame on the O-line and Adam Gates right now. I need to see it with my own two eyes. I believe he is because his play style easily translates wherever he can go. You know what I'm saying? And he just has the versatility to be a top 10 back.
What about that top 10 money? You think he's still going to deserve top 10 money? You give him top 10 money?
No.
Definitely.
What about you, Josh?
Especially not after the Jets guaranteed him all that money. You don't need that right now.
This
He gonna get
time, bro.
He gonna get paid from the Jets no matter where he goes.
For real.
You know who the top 10 money though?
No.
Who?
R.I.P. my boy Dak Prescott.
Yes.
He said R.I.P.
Man, bro, it's like,
dude, messed up for sure.
Bro. Probably he'll be back, bro.
Bro, I'm just. Before we get into that contract situation, bro, what the Cowboys gonna do, bro? What are y'all gonna do without that?
He just started laughing.
Who you at? Yeah, you can go with Josh first. I got my running. What's about to happen? Yeah, Josh though.
Bro, what's about to happen? Y'all just lost probably a top 5 in the top 5 quarterback, and y'all was already 0-5. Like, man,
It was one of.
You said what?
It was 1-3, bro. Relax.
One and
They
three.
were 1-3. They 2-3 now. They
I'm looking at y'all's
beat the Giants.
Y'all might
Yeah,
lose
bro.
0-5. Nobody cares. Like y'all beat the Falcons. That's like half a win. Like nobody really cares. Like so,
That's
yeah.
more wins than the Jets.
I mean, CD finna go
the
stupid.
same number of wins the Jets had last year too, huh?
Zeke finna do some. You know, Tyron Smith out for the year though.
Fight back. Gotta run over it, bro. I know you heard that.
Bro, like
For the Cowboys, fight back, bro.
Bro, I don't have nothing to stand on, bro.
They haven't been able to fight since Mark Sanchez.
And the fact that this is our second take of us doing this.
And Mark Sanchez couldn't even fight. He was fighting with the center behind.
He was fighting booty.
Whoa.
The booty warrior.
Wow.
All right, bro. We done. We done.
You said the booty warrior. But I'm the freak. But Vans got on the Dickie suit. It's all right, bro. Just keep going.
Definitely Columbia.
About to go to work.
My bad. That's more expensive. Oh.
Work drip.
He got some Brookshire Brothers on, bottoms on. Yes, some Vineyard Vine socks on. Yes.
Hey, bro. So the Cowboys. This is what's gonna happen. Are you ready? Are you listening?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
One or two things is about to happen. One, Kellen Moore catches COVID-19, and the Cowboys change up their offense and hand it off to Ezekiel Elliott. Give Ezekiel Elliott the ball 25-plus times. And we make the playoffs, possibly the Super Bowl. I'm not guaranteeing the Super Bowl. I got to see the throws that Andy Dalton is making. But I liked what I saw Sunday. He made a game-winning throw Sunday against the Giants. I was pretty satisfied with what I saw.
So
for 111 yards for Andy Dalton on Sunday.
Yeah, bro.
That's it. When did Dak get hurt? The second quarter?
Third, I think.
It was third.
That
He only
ain't that
played
bad, dude.
half.
I'm about to say.
Yeah. And so, I mean, to your point about Zeke taking over, my man's had 19 carries, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns on Sunday. We haven't seen that from Zeke since the first 2 weeks. He kind of went MIA weeks 3 and 4, but I think you're right by making Zeke prominent in that offense again because you saw the tag. Feed him. Just feed him. That's all you got to do. So, Josh, what do you think the Cowboys finna do?
I think Andy Dalton might, in some crazy way, be a better fit for this offense than Dak. I just think that he'll be able to, get the ball out a little quicker, diversify the different weapons that he got. And, Gallup, they have a really nice receiving core. CD, Gallup, Coop. I feel like I'm missing somebody still.
Cedric Wilson, White Station product, G. Come on, man.
We'll move my boy. They really need to move Shay the quarterback. But it's whatever.
Thank you.
But I think that crazy things happen when your leader goes down. Like we just talked about before we got on camera. You go out there and play the games every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever your game is being played. So I think I feel that they can rally around that some type of way, but their defense has got to be better. I don't know where DeMarcus Lawrence is at, or that's pretty bad. I don't know anybody else on the defense.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna let you slide for saying Andy Dalton is a better fit for the Cowboys.
I say he might be. Crazy things have happened.
There's no way he's a better fit for the Cowboys than Dak Prescott, bro. This season, well, bro, you gotta think about it, bro. Dak wasn't even supposed to play when he came to the Cowboys, bro. Tony Romo was a starter, breaks his back against the Seahawks. Dak gets thrown in and leads the team. Dak is a franchise quarterback. He's the Cowboys' franchise quarterback. Leading passer last year in terms of yards. Leading passer this year by far already, and he was on pace to set the league record for passing yards per game. So not nobody, but there's no way Andy Dalton is a better quarterback for the Cowboys than Dak. I think this is a serious thing for the Cowboys, especially if they're not going to be able to get that consistent passing yard production that they were getting from Dak. I still think they will win the division, but I don't think they go far in the playoffs at all.
Bro, I'm telling you, the problem is Kellen Moore, bro. The play calling. It's okay to throw the ball,
Why you
but it's
gotta
like
catch COVID though? Like we ain't trying to kill
I'm
people out here. You feel me?
calling the play more, bro. We could fire him, Dan Quinn style, but I want him to keep his job. Just give Mike McCarthy the offense, more of the offense. I mean, I'm not a fan of the way he runs I mean, it's fine, we score points, but we're scoring it quick, and your defense is trash. You got to run the ball, chew clock.
And so now we got to talk about Dak's injury from a personal perspective. So we know Dak was playing on the franchise tag this year. Basically took a bet on himself, didn't want to take the deal the Cowboys were trying to give him. They were trying to sign him to 5 years instead of 4, which is what he wanted. So he played on the franchise tag this year, making $31.4 million, and the team couldn't get an extension done this offseason. So how do you think this injury affects Dak's contract talks?
You can go first, Nick.
Well, I think I'm gonna be honest. Pay the man, bro. He deserves to be paid, hands down. Like I said earlier, he's on pace. He was on pace to set the NFL record for passing yards per game this season. If he kept this pace up, he would have been averaging 371 passing yards per game. And he's shown time and time again that he is the best quarterback in that division. 2-time Pro Bowler, 2016 AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. And he just puts up numbers that, are QB1 numbers. He's a franchise quarterback, no doubt about it. And Jerry Jones came out and said, Dak is deserving of anything that you want to put on a piece of paper, relatively speaking. He's deserving of that. If you evaluate what he can do to help us win championships, you see that it's there. Plus, he's a leader at the premier spot. We've got to make it work. And Jerry Jones said that this after the injury, so I think they got to pull up the Brinks truck for my boy.
I mean, it's not always. I mean, I would agree that would be the right thing to do, but it's not ever about how much you deserve to be paid. It's about how much you can prove that you're worth to somebody else. And as this thing is as unfortunate as a time for Dak to have gotten injured, he could have. That he just turned down, like you said, 5 years, $175 million. And he wanted to be a free agent, and he wants to be a free agent in 2022 when the NFL annual media revenue budget could double, hopefully. But man, I don't know what is the dollar really gonna look like for him having not played a season. Sports medicine and technology has advanced to where we believe that he'll be back within 24 months, but that's a lot of work and rehab and stuff that's not guaranteed. So. I'll be interested to see what kind of offers are out there because there's not a lot of starting quarterbacks out there like Dak at all. So somebody will pay him a lot of money. I don't know if it'll be the Cowboys though.
I think the situation can play out to where they franchise tag him again. I seriously can see that happening, real Kirk Cousins style. What do you think, Vance? Hey, G, you muted, G.
I think it's possible. I really don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I really think it just depends on the success of Andy Dalton. So they're thinking, hey, any is a system. We can pay anybody to come do it, but we'll give you a good amount of money, but we're not going to give you the amount of money that you want because we can find somebody else to do it. So I think it really just depends on how the Cowboys do this season. If they completely tank and end up 5-11, 6-10, I think we'll see Dak get the money that he wants.
Yeah, but I'd say one thing though, it's difficult to find a franchise quarterback in the NFL. No matter what you think, it's hard to find a true franchise guy that you can put out there every Sunday and be confident enough that he's going to get the job done for you. And I think Dak is that guy for the Cowboys. And when you found your guy, you got to keep him, in my opinion.
Yeah. But, I mean, the other thing is like, what did they do end up 5-11, 6-10? And Jerry Jones or his son, Stephen Jones, they're really just like, we think this is a system. We don't want to give you all that money. We go draft Trey Lance. We go draft J.T. Barrett. I mean, not Justin Fields. Justin, my bad. We go draft them at our 8 spot or 9 spot. Then it's just like, what can you really do?
Yeah, but I mean, if you get an 8 spot or a 9 spot, why not just make the team you have better? Draft more O-linemen, because that's been the strong suit of your team for so long. Now Travis Frederick's gone. You done lost Tyron Smith for the season. Why not re-up on that O-line, with a premier draft spot? So happen y'all don't make the playoffs. I still think y'all win the division. Just
We
so
need some
happen, why
back.
not?
We need linebackers. Like Leighton Van Ness, he's supposed to be back this week or next. So hopefully he makes a difference. He might actually make a substantial amount of difference. Like instead of us
I
giving
think so.
30 points, 40 points, it actually might be only in the 20s. You never know, bro.
Because he's a real game changer, bro. Sideline, eliminating everything.
Fact.
So,
I think
since we didn't talk,
I think Van Der should be a big part for y'all coming back. A big piece for y'all. Where is DeMarcus Lawrence at? Didn't they tag him once upon a time?
he's
He
definitely
got paid.
playing on the extension right now.
He got like 90 million or something?
Yeah, bro. Do nothing. To do nothing, bro.
He's real quiet. I haven't heard him with a pressure, a sack, stack, a trap, or nothing, man.
To be honest, the best rusher they got right now is Alden Smith. And he ain't played
Yeah.
football in like 3 years.
What, he on crack or something like that? Or he just robbing? He was doing some wild stuff.
DUIs. He has some DUIs, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, kind of tough.
Yeah, bro. But
that was like 2011, 2012. That was a decade ago when Aldous. That was, man, because that was the 49ers. You said what?
He played with Kaepernick.
Ooh, we getting old, bro.
Well, he played with the Raiders after that. That's when
Yeah.
That was like 2014. He said like bomb in the airport or something crazy like that.
What? I don't even remember, bro. I just know he ain't been in the league in a little minute.
Oh, what my boy Vince. No, dude was a pass rush deep. He led the league in sacks 1 year. He had like 18.
Yeah.
He almost made that play on the Odell reverse. He always been a legit football player. It's just the other 20 hours of the day. That's the problem for him and most guys.
Yeah. But now we're gonna go on and shift gears to talk about some key games this weekend, some key situations we gotta talk about.
You feel me.
So first thing we gotta talk about Chiefs Raiders. And so the Chiefs fall to the Raiders by a score of 40-32. Big contribution from Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdowns on the day. And so the question I gotta ask y'all is, does this loss validate the Raiders more, or does it dampen the Chiefs' title hopes more?
Personally, I would say it definitely validates the Raiders, in my opinion. First year in the new city, to come out with a hot start. They beat the Saints on with Thursday Night Football. And then you give the Chiefs, you beat them in Arrowhead first time. You said 8 games, you said, Nick?
Yeah.
So, gives them like that new stamp of approval as a young up-and-comer in the NFL. To Ruggs. They got stat speed you can't replicate anywhere. 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nelson Aguilar is developing into the weapon that the Eagles needed him to be. Darren Waller is probably Kelsey. I put Kelsey Andrews, and then Waller is the third best tight end in the league right now. So Derek Carr has kind of broke the Alex Smith syndrome that I thought he had in terms of pushing the ball downfield. And I got you got the stats put up right here. He went punch for punch with Mahomes, 22-31, 347, and 3 touchdowns. You can't add any more for your quarterback to go into Kansas City and to match Pat Mahomes like that, punch for punch. Trent Brown, they're starting right tackle, but their whole offensive line in general kind of limited the Chiefs pass rush with Chris Jones and Frank Clark. Mm-hmm. And if you can do that, because that's the strong point of their defense. If you're able to do that, besides the Honey Badger and, they have some young guys in the back 7. But if you can give Derek Carr time with those weapons, it's, you obviously see how bad it can get.
Yeah. And so for me personally, I think I'm with you on the fact that it validates the Raiders. I've been a big Derek Carr supporter. I love the way he plays the game. And I think this is kind of what we're seeing is John Gruden has hit a groove. He's got his guys in the building now. And they're executing as they're supposed to. And so wins like this aren't shocking to me. So you got to think about the quality wins they've had this year. They, like you said, they beat the Chiefs and they beat the Saints. And their 2 losses are to 2 really good teams, the Patriots and the Bills. And so, even though I said I feel like it validates the Raiders more, I still feel like it puts a dampen on the Chiefs' title hopes. Because now I feel like a team like the Ravens can sit back and watch this and be like, look, the Raiders were able to run the ball. Derek Carr played a good game. So if Lamar can somehow find a way to develop as a passer between now and the playoffs when they will likely see the Chiefs again, I think it could be trouble for the Chiefs. And I also think it could be trouble for the Chiefs if they see the Patriots, because you got to think when the Chiefs played the Patriots last week, no Cam Newton. Patriots defense held the Chiefs to 6 points in the first half. So I think you run that game back, throw Cam Newton in, I think the Patriots could also beat the Chiefs. So I think Chiefs fans should get a little bit worried when it comes to repeating Super Bowl championships.
What you think, Vance?
I mean, the Raiders will make the playoffs. You know, they're a nice team. They're a decent team, but like the Texans have been the past 5 years. You know, make the playoffs, might win one game, probably bounced out a wild card. I mean, they're a solid team, man. You know, I commend John Gruden because they were pretty trash for the better part of 20 years. I mean, they had a few good seasons here and there, but
Derek Carr had an MVP of 2015, 2016, if I remember right.
Yeah,
MVP caliber.
He won an
year.
MVP?
No, MVP caliber. Year.
I don't remember.
He was in the run.
He's been pretty decent this year. You know, the whole team's clicking. Josh Jacobs, top 10 back, definitely. You could argue top 5 for him.
He run with so much anger, bro.
Thanks, bro. The Chiefs.
Sunday, bro.
You said
Sunday.
Sunday?
Sunday, he had 23 carries, 77 yards, and his longest rush was 7 yards, bro.
Yeah,
he was just running through people, bro.
On me, for sure. Yeah, you know, John, like you said, John Gruden got it cooking up. I think you're a little off in terms of, you know, dampening the Chiefs, you know, repeat change. You know, nobody, I mean, besides the past last that went into the Super Bowl undefeated, we didn't think that they were going to win every game. So, yeah, I'm not really concerned about it. I didn't think they'll go in the Arrowhead and beat them that early, though. But
you know who is going to win every game?
Who?
Oh, my God.
Football Titans.
No, actually,
you from Nashville are weird though.
Let me rephrase that, bro. Let me rephrase that. You know who is gonna win every game?
Who, bro?
Whoever the Jets play. So we finna take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to hit them on some more key NFL topics from this weekend for y'all. So just make sure y'all stay tuned. And if y'all got some Jets gear, I suggest y'all throw it away right now.
Boo-boo.
And we out here getting money, though. You feel me? You know, swipe something. You feel me? I ain't even worried about nothing. So, yeah, I'm a Jets fan, and I'm still up. Yeah. And I'm playing. Yeah.
Boo-boo.
Talking to you
All right. So another big storyline from this weekend. 49ers get absolutely smashed by the Dolphins, man. I mean, ugly style too. 43-17.
Molly walked
at home.
That type
in front of no fans. So, big storylines from this game. Garoppolo gets pulled after throwing 2 picks, replaced by T.J. Beathard, and Dolphins picked up 436 yards of offense against a team that was the best defense in the league last year. And in addition to that, Ryan Fitzpatrick was feasting on 49ers DB Brian Allen, who at one point in the game, 124 of Ryan Fitzpatrick's 168 yards were targeted at Brian Allen.
Yeah, buddy. Go ahead and clear out your locker, bro. For sure.
So, takeaways from this game. What do y'all think about the Dolphins first?
It's got a lot of people hurt. The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Like I said, bro, Ryan Fitzpatrick due for one of these games as a Jets fan. I mean, he's the elder statesman of the league, honestly, anyways. in about 17 different spots. So he's due for one of these random, 20, 25 for 30, 350, 3 touchdowns, no interception games. It was just his time. They got a couple good lanky guys, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams. So, I mean, he got something to work with. So, yeah, it happened. He had to play in the 49ers JV squad anyways.
True.
Wow.
So,
It's pretty disrespectful to the Niners. But they do deserve that disrespect. But you know who else deserves that disrespect? The Buffalo Bills. What the Tennessee football Titans did to them boys.
Nah, it was Joe Norman, bro. It was
yeah, dude, that
I
Josh
can't.
Norman.
He got to change his name after that. Like he can't even be associated with this over here.
Consider for the Hall of Fame, bro. He lost any consideration that he possibly had, bro.
Bro, his body was off the ground. His whole body was sideways in the earth.
He looked like he was laying on the couch, bro. That man, Derrick Henry, picked him up off both his feet with one arm.
That's how my girl, bro. The way he was laying across the screen, bro.
Yeah, that's a grown man.
That's a grown man.
That's a grown man, bro. That's a grown man.
You know what makes the Titans game even crazier, bro?
What?
Sure, they went 42-16, which is very impressive. But they took 2 weeks off and came back like this.
Man, now what we rested for, fellas.
Hey, that's how Bron whooped Bronny after he took 2 months off in the bubble.
Hey, bro. It's LA.
Hey.
It's weird out there.
Hey, but real talk though, bro. I think the Titans are legit. Like real talk.
Yes.
I mean,
as Bravo describes it, bro, exotic smash mouth football, bro.
I don't see nothing too exotic about it. But
I mean, it gets pretty exotic with Ryan Tannehill back there, bro.
I think Henry's exotic.
I think Ryan Tannehill is worth every dollar he got paid this summer.
Thanks.
There's no doubt in my mind, bro. He's just how we talked about Dak is the franchise quarterback for the Cowboys. Ryan Tannehill is the perfect quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. He's not going to wow you with throws, but he's going to make all the right throws, make all the right reads, and he's athletic enough to get skinny. He had a 10-yard touchdown rush yesterday against the Bills. I mean, what more can you ask for from a quarterback in that system?
Bro. You know who the Titans are coming like, bro? I mean, y'all gonna act like I'm crazy, but this is exactly what I see. They're coming just like the Indianapolis Colts back in the 2000s, the mid 2000s. I'm not saying Tannehill's paid him money, but he gets the ball to where it needs to
say.
They got a great running back. So Derrick Henry, the Indianapolis Colts, they had a great running back also. Adrian James,
Yeah.
Great. He's a great
For a
bro.
couple years. How long was Adrian James on the Colts?
What happened this week? Shout out Miami.
Hold on.
2 really good wide receivers. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, back in the day.
Corey Davis didn't even play.
Yeah, so the Titans are looking real good, bro. I like what I see, but that best team in the NFL, bro.
I didn't say all that, but I do think they're a very opportunistic team. I agree 100% with that. I wouldn't say they're the best team in the league, not quite yet. I want to see them. I think they're really good. I just can't give them the crown as best yet, bro. Gotta put them
I didn't see Ryan Tannehill beat somebody before I can say that.
I mean, he's not the focal point.
No, Derrick Henry's the focal point.
He's scored 4.
AJ Brown is nice, but you gotta think about most of his stuff's coming off play action. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why I'm saying he's the perfect quarterback for that team. So a lot of his stuff come off play action. That's set up by Derrick Henry. He gets the job done. Because we all know there are guys in the NFL that just can't complete it. Imagine Mitch Trubisky was the quarterback of the Titans. Wouldn't work out. And the perfect example, Marcus Mariota gets benched. Ryan Tannehill comes in and takes the offense to a whole nother level. You can't deny their talent, bro. And you can't deny this team anymore, bro. Like, they do everything the right way. Bend don't break defense. They're really good. They only allow, 23 points per game? That's top 10 in the NFL. They're top 5 in the league in red zone touchdown conversions, 72.7%. So if they get inside the 20, you might as well put 6 on the board. Bro.
Bro, they
That's
have
the
a top
dangerous on the
5.
team.
That's the biggest thing. They have a top 5 coach. You know, they got Bill Belichick Jr., Mike Vrabel, one of the best coaches right now.
They thought Bill O'Brien was Belichick Jr. Vrabel said, "Hold my beer."
He Donald Sterling Jr. can't run a franchise.
You wasn't supposed to say that.
Oh my God! But so, while we talking about the Titans, bro, last question about the Titans, bro. I know Van said going to the Super Bowl. What is y'all's percent chance that they make it to the AFC Championship game and Super Bowl?
Just to the AFC Championship or to both of them?
Well, to the AFC Championship. Give me a percentage for the AFC Championship and a percentage for the Super Bowl. Because I think they win the AFC South. They're the best team in the AFC South, hands down.
I'm going to say AFC Championship game. Well, now if you're the second seed, you still have to play. So you have to be the number 1 seed just to get a bye. So,
yeah. And I want to say they're the only undefeated left in the AFC.
The Steelers still are. Well, we played them
the Steelers are.
Weekend, but the weekend after next. So those two are still. I mean, they could get the 1 seed. They got they play in the AFC South. If they get that 1 seed, I'm gonna say 75% that they make it to the AFC.
Super Bowl? AFC Championship.
Yeah, I'm gonna be modest. I'm gonna say 50% that they make it to the AFC Championship game. That's being modest.
I'm not gonna lie. The AFC, well, football in general is loaded this year.
Facts.
So it's really hard.
Unless
you're the Jets, of course.
That's 50% of 0.5. 0.25. What's 50% of 0.25? That's what it is. That's the Jets.
Good. Y'all got it out? Are y'all done? I'm gonna let y'all. I see y'all was still giggling. I was just making sure y'all was finished.
I'm good, man.
If you wanted to know my percentage, I would probably go with. I was going to be like 40%. I didn't want to be too high neither, but I mean, yeah, Derrick Henry he looks like one of those guys, one of those rare backs that's going to be able to consistently, handle a ton of carries and produce on the ground. Because who wants to tackle that,
bro?
So, I say 40%.
Who was the last back you saw that was Derrick Henry's size? Like, honestly. Marcus out. AJ. Derrick Henry bigger than Najee, bro.
For sure, yeah.
I'm thinking
running back. Oh my gosh.
Bo Jackson. Is that the Bo Jackson?
But they're here like 247 something.
Right. He's built in the lab, bro.
Yeah, bro. I never see it. So he's built to last, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I know just some people are debating if the Titans should give him the extension, bro. It's not too many backs built like him, bro. He's built for literally, bro. You can turn your PlayStation on right now. Create a running back. I guarantee you, he's gonna look like Derrick Henry. Guarantee it.
He's built for tough, for sure.
Sure, bro. Built Nissan tough. Built Nissan tough. Shout out to the partners of the Titans. But to close out our NFL. But anyway, to close out our NFL segment, we coming to y'all with something new, calling it game balls, bro. Best player.
Segment alert. New segment alert.
Sir. And in this segment, we just gonna highlight who we think had the best performance in this week's games. So I'm gonna let y'all start it off with us this week.
Oh, thank you, Nick. That's so appreciative. When it came to us, you're a star, man. You're a star. I see it right now. And when Nick came to us in this about this segment idea, I picked my person right off the bat. I had to go with Chase Claypool. The Steelers have done an excellent job of getting, wide receiver talent outside the first round. When we talk about Juju, you talk about Chase Claypool, you talk about Antonio Brown. Even back in the day, you said what?
I said you calling Juju talent?
I mean, he plays for the team. He technically is talent.
Sure. Cool.
If, if you let me continue, but even back in the day, like guys like Santonio Holmes, Hines Ward, Antoine, like those are all guys that they got outside of the first round. So that's kind of the thing that the Steelers thrive on. But man, Chase Claypool, he's kind of a first round body type. Something a draft analyst called a highway speed guy, coming out of Notre Dame, 6'4", 238, 4.42 in the 40. I said 3 4s instead of 2. 4.42. Jumped to 41 inches. So yeah, he's kind of that prototype. Him and DK Metcalf in the recent years. 49. Chase Claypool drafted at 49. DK Metcalf all the way down at 64. I think those two guys will probably end up being some of the biggest draft misses of the past 10 years, because you get guys that are big, strong, fast, not afraid to go over the middle, boundary stars, and the whole league passed on those guys at least once. So I think that'll be something, especially with Claypool. If he keeps scoring 4 touchdowns, they're definitely going to regret it. But, like Van said earlier, the Steelers are undefeated. And I think Chase Claypool's one of the biggest reasons why. People have been calling him. It actually, if you listen to some previous No Cap Sports content, you would know that my brother Cameron Kinley actually said that Chase Claypool was the toughest collegiate matchup that he had faced so far. So yeah, that's when the prayer says it, you got to respect it. But like I was saying, a lot of people like to calling him Megatron, comparing him to Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson is maybe one of the 2 or 3 best receivers that ever played the game. I won't go that far yet, but somebody he does remind me of, if y'all do remember, Vincent Jackson. They used to play for the Bucks. Yeah.
You want to go bad.
Yeah, you feel me? 6'5", 250, kind of similar, 250, 230, kind of similar body type and speed, out of where he go to school at? Some small school. But that's something, if he continues to, keep up the production that he's had so far, I think he's gonna be a nightmare for DBs for years.
Yeah. And so my game ball of the week goes to the real new age Calvin Johnson, DK Metcalf. So he had a big game against the Vikings. Sorry, but I'm just saying, he's the real Calvin Johnson. All I got to do is look at him, bro. But anyway, he had a big game Sunday night, prime time against the Vikings, especially on that game-winning drive. He had a big 4th and 10 catch to keep the drive going. The over-the-shoulder catch, I can't remember who was guarding him, but it was Cam Dancer. Cam Dancer guarding him, made a big catch on 4th and 10 to keep the drive going, and then he caught the game-winning touchdown with about a minute left in the game on a little dig route on 4th down again. And so he finished the day 6 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns. And like Josh said, man, he's one of those guys that a lot of people slept on him. Well, not slept on, but didn't expect to come out and hoop like this in the draft last year. So, he fell to the 2nd or 3rd round, and he's been doing big things. And especially this week, I think he put on a show for everybody watching primetime football that he is like that. So that's my pick for my game ball of the week. Vance, let me hear who you got.
Yeah, first of all, I like that pick a lot, Nick. DK Metcalf doing it in Dantzler, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. What else is new? My game ball, I'm gonna give it to Aaron Donald. 4 sacks in a game. I almost broke Alex Smith's leg again. So
hey, what did you say? That done strong.
Wow.
But they caught him on the sideline saying that, bro.
You said that done strong. Wow. That's funny.
Oh, poor little team. Hey, I want that on the front, on the cover page on the YouTube channel, bro.
I got you, bro.
He said, "Polo."
Yeah, give it to Aaron Donald. 4 sacks in the game, most dominant player in the league, by far. I mean, it's either him or Pat Mahomes, going neck for neck. But then again, Russell Wilson's closed the gap a lot on Pat Mahomes. But I'm gonna go with Aaron Donald.
Man, that was a good pick. I should have stole that one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come up with a segment right here on live television. I mean, not television. Hey, you gotta speed it to existence, brother. Live television. Yeah, we're gonna come up with a dirty dog of the week. You feel me? Because that honestly should have been my pick, Vance. So probably me and Vance, because you're a little a little small for this segment, Nick. We're gonna come out with who's the dirty the interior grit grinder, either offensive lineman or defensive lineman, for the week, somebody that set the tone. So I like that, Vance. You inspired me with your pick. So we're gonna work on that. But continue to say whatever you was gonna say.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna come back to y'all and we're gonna talk big game in the ACC this week. We're gonna talk about that, and of course, we got to get into the Lakers. So make sure y'all stay tuned.
Bron.
All right, and so we're back with y'all, and now we got to talk about the big game that happened Saturday night, Clemson versus Miami. Vance, why you had so much faith in Miami, bro?
I thought they was ready. It was
Because
the
what?
death, bro. I thought they were ready. I really did. I mean, I had a good feeling they looked good, but Clemson is just on a whole nother level, bro. Miami is an elite team. Clemson is the elite team.
Yeah, and Miami got hurt early in the game, losing one of their best receiving targets, their tight end, Jordan. So anyway, Clemson ended up routing Miami 42-17. And with that, do you think this will be a rematch in the ACC championship game?
You can go, Josh. I want to hear what you got to say about it.
I see, dude had to call me out. Yeah, we both done. I mean, it was set up to be, a pretty good game. Miami played, rather undisciplined football, at least from what I've seen in terms of somebody did get hurt. But just in terms of penalties and keeping Clemson drives alive on third down, I've seen a lot of that. So I don't think necessarily that Clemson definitely did beat them. They're the better team. But I think Miami didn't give themselves, the shot that they could have because, they beat themselves. But I still think it could be possibly an ACC championship rematch. I want to see how Sam Howell in North Carolina develops, especially since Vance told me there's not any divisional restrictions this year. So I'll probably go UNC at this very moment. They just look like to be a more disciplined football team. They just beat Virginia Tech pretty good. They had the leading rushing FBS. So I would probably go for UNC right now.
UNC to beat the championship game?
No. I mean, just to be there.
Be in the ACC championship game?
Yeah, and to your point about the sloppy play by Miami, Miami had more penalty yards, 135, than they did passing yards, 121. So, Vance, what do you think? Do you think Miami will make it back to shake back and be in the ACC championship game?
There's a good chance that they win out, but then again, there's also a good chance that you might have one trap game or lose like a game that's going to be going back and forth. But I still like what I see from Miami. They definitely have to get the discipline together somehow, particularly on the defensive side, because they keep getting targeting calls. I think they've had one in every game they played this season. I like the passion that they play with, but you got to learn how to keep it all with in the whistles. But then again, I don't know. I think they're better than Notre Dame, and I think they're about even with North Carolina.
Because to be honest, if you would have asked me who I think is the biggest competitor to be in the ACC championship game, I would say Notre Dame. I say Notre Dame gives more comp. You got to think they're always one of those teams that kind of finds a way to be in that top four college football playoff conversation. So I think, Brian Kelly and the staff of Notre Dame always has a good squad. So I think they would give, Miami a run for their money at the ACC championship game. But going off of that, do y'all think that there's a team that we've seen already who is on Clemson's level in college football?
I mean, I hate to keep harping on it, Nick, but I didn't mean to cut you off like that.
Let me get this off real quick because I was going to say I specify college football because we all know the Jets ain't even on Clemson level, so you can continue.
I thought I'm thinking I'm trying to work on my technique and whatnot. Anyways, I mean, man, I really like North Carolina. I know I picked Sam Howell as a Heisman, dark horse coming into the season. Notre Dame's weapons after losing Chase Claypool, they really need somebody to come to identify as a true number one threat. Miami's same, honestly, outside of Brevin Jordan. I thought he would have a bigger impact in that Clemson game. I didn't know he got hurt.
He got hurt in the second quarter.
Did he keep playing?
No, I think he came back, but his status is questionable for these next couple weeks.
I'm watching UNC versus Virginia Tech. They got two legit receiving threats, Jazz Ferguson and De'Ami Brown. I mean, Ferguson looked like more the yak, move the chains guy, where Brown looks like, the over the top, the big play guy. And I don't know who in the ACC right now has verifiable receiving threats like that, honestly, unless y'all can, name them out to me. But it comes down to this. I think Sam Howell's the second best quarterback in the ACC, and I think that'll drive them to the championship game.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, like, do you think any other team in college football is on Clemson's level in terms of come college football playoff time when it's time to crown a champion?
I mean, the best team doesn't always win the championship. My bad, Vance.
The only team with a shot of being Clemson is Georgia, just because they're the only other team that can play defense. Like Alabama that can score with Clemson, but Clemson's gonna light that defense up. If Georgia beats Alabama, I think we're gonna see a Georgia versus Clemson national championship. Even when Ohio State comes back, it's just those two teams seem like they're poised to face off, but I don't see any team beating Clemson at all. I don't even see a game being in single digits for Clemson this season. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, I agree with that, especially with the ACC only schedule. I see them basically running through the ACC. But I think I'm going to agree with you on this one, Vance. I don't think anybody is comparable to Clemson that we've seen except for Georgia. Georgia has the offense in a way, by the way, they're able to move the ball with the run, pound the rock, and then you combine that with the defense they have. A lot of people would say Alabama, but you got to think Alabama just gave up, 41 points to Ole Miss this past week, and it was a close game all the way through the third quarter. So I think Georgia will provide Clemson with the best competition. And, I'm going to have to wait and see what Ohio State and some of these other schools that we haven't seen yet look like. But right now, I would say Georgia provides the most comp to Clemson.
What do you think the final score would be if Georgia played Clemson right now?
I definitely think it'd be a low-scoring game. I think I'm going to shoot for somewhere around, 28-24. I think that'd be a final score of that game with Clemson on top. Clemson on top just because of better quarterback play. Because you got to think Georgia starter right now was a walk-on. No offense to him. He's nice, but he was a walk-on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to me, it all depends on who's playing the best ball, during championship season. There's been a couple college football champions, even with the new format, where I thought, the best team that didn't necessarily win. Not last year. I think LSU definitely was a special team.
Yeah.
I think the CFP does a good job of getting it right. But I think it's more comes down to I don't think, like y'all say, I don't think there's going to be a team that's going to really compete with Clemson, in a series or consistently. But, I mean, we all know how football is played. Those 60 minutes on that field, anything can happen. Somebody have a good game, Travis Etienne or Trevor Lawrence to get hurt. You never know, stuff like that can happen. But, cruising the schedule, they play Notre Dame on November the 7th. But if they can, handily win that game like they handled Miami, I don't see them, losing at all.
Yeah. And so since we're talking about college football championship, I think it's only right to talk about the champions of the NBA right now. And so, as we all know, Lakers take the series in 6 games, defeating the Heat. But before we talk about the Lakers, I want to talk about what's next for the Heat, because you got to think this was a surprise team, one of the lowest seeded teams to ever make it all the way to the finals. And I feel like they're going to be back next year. So what do y'all think the Heat are going to do this summer? And what do you think they're going to do next season? Do you think they have a chance to make it back to the finals?
I want you to elaborate on how you feel about that, Nick. I'm curious to see what you have to say.
I have to say about what
the Heat, coming back. The Heat coming out the East again.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree. I mean, I would disagree, but I want to see what you're gonna say. You're pretty smart.
I think it's gonna be tougher for them to make it out the East again, because I see the Celtics being a legitimate threat again, because you got to think this is another year. You got to think Tatum and Brown are both under the age of 26. So that's scary for the whole league to think about, bro. 2 guys under the age of 26 that are the 2 best players on the team, that's scary for anybody to think about. So I would put the Celtics as having a higher chance of, jumping the Heat and making it to the finals again. And I also have a lot of faith in that Brooklyn team. You got to think KD, Kyrie coming back. You still got DeAndre Jordan. It's just so much talent in Brooklyn with those guys it's going to be hard to beat them 4 games in a row for anybody. But I do like what the Heat are doing, talking about having a nice young core with Jimmy Butler as the lead. I think they will be in play for a big free agent or a big trade. Somebody like Donovan Mitchell, maybe trying to lure Giannis to South Beach. I feel like they could be in play for one of those big name guys that could potentially push them up in the ranks.
What do you think, Vance? Lay it on me, bro. Pause.
Oh, this their ceiling is a NBA Finals for sure. As of right now, if they keep their team as constructed, I think they would get to definitely the second round, maybe the conference finals. We think it just depends on what draw they get. What if they become the 7th seed, somehow somebody gets injured, you got to play Brooklyn first round. They're not beating the Brooklyn Nets with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. You still got Jared Allen. You still got Dinwiddie. You still got Karis LeVert. All those players. I mean, no offense to the Heat. They got their ballers themselves, but I think the Brooklyn Nets team has this higher ceiling, especially making the playoffs without either one of their stars. Another team would be the Boston Celtics, of course. They'll be contenders, I really think the missing piece for all those teams is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Is wherever he lands, you got to think that's going to be the team that's the favorite.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And it's also worthy to know, he's not a free agent this offseason. He's a free agent next offseason. But, with the fact that he's going to be a free agent next offseason, if the Bucks get the feeling he will leave next offseason, there's a chance he gets traded.
Yeah.
So that's why all this Giannis talk is going on. So what were you going to say, Josh?
No, I was just listening to y'all. Y'all made really good points. The one thing I wanted to point out, I wrote down in my notes. I have 8 teams that I think could compete for the championship. 8 legit teams that I want to read them out to y'all. And if y'all disagree with any, because I just seen that's what almost 30% of the entire league. But it just shows you how much talent is in during this current time period. So I got both LA's, the Lakers and the Clippers. I got Brooklyn. I got the Celtics. So that's 4. I got the Nuggets. Depending on how I think Michael Porter, I think he'll be really good next year. Dallas, Luka, if you continue to play like MVP, and if KP, doesn't get hurt. Golden State has Stephen Clay coming back. That always the greatest shooting duo in the NBA history right now. And the Heat, like Nick pointed out, they're trying to make a run at some free agents. It is Miami still.
Exactly.
If Giannis goes to Miami, you said say again, bro.
Said Pat Riley's still there, the godfather of basketball, man. He can pull some strings.
It's the reason LeBron went there, most definitely. But, yeah, I think that the West will be definitely brutal for LeBron. Next year probably be the toughest regular season that he'll ever have faced. I think that Brooklyn – I want to see what Brooklyn, specifically Katie and Kyrie, and how they're going to share the ball really, how that looks. But I think that the next year's NBA season will probably be one of the most highly contested. You have the new teams coming in, you got OGs coming back. So it's the first day on the playground, somebody has to establish themselves as the bully.
Yeah, and I agree with that because you got to think about all those years where everybody just knew Warriors, Cavs finals. I feel like this year there was a lot of competition in the league still. You had to really a battle in the West. And in the East, it was just uncertain. You didn't really know who to put your trust in. And so,
It was a battle. It was a battle for the Lakers, bro.
If the Clippers wouldn't have sold, get a 3-1 lead and lose it, it definitely would have been a bigger. But
you gotta remember, that's the best basketball player of all. That's the 2 best players in the league right now, bro. Like
you're talking about Bron and AD.
For sure.
2 best basketball players in the league.
Yeah. None of those games are really just none of those series. I don't think you can seriously say that the Lakers had a chance of losing the series. Of course, you thought they might lose the game.
No, because remember people talking about first round, Dame gonna beat LeBron.
It wasn't believable. It was fool's gold.
We talked about it. It's gotta be believable.
I would go back and listen to what I was saying. It wasn't going to be close, bro. It was common sense. Talent wins basketball games.
You got to think about it. You got to think about where we were in that time and place. What
Dame
was looking like.
It was like Dame Lillard is so cold. He's the best player
I'm
in
not
the world.
gonna say they were right. I'm just gonna say that people were talking about it. So
L. It's like, oh, James Harden and Russell Westbrook, the
that was
best
deep right
backcourt
there.
duo in the world. L. The Denver Nuggets, they're the deepest team in the league. Oh my goodness, Jamal Murray's on fire. L. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, he's a superstar now. Bam Adebayo, he's gonna even out Anthony Davis. L. So it's not believable, bro.
He's not lying.
You can't dethrone the king. You gotta wait till the king gets the throne, bro.
So, talking about the king, I want to ask y'all, man, was the Lakers winning this championship bigger for LeBron's legacy or bigger for Anthony Davis's legacy?
Definitely Bron, I would think. I don't think people view AD in that historical context yet. I mean, he got his time coming, but he gotta be his own alpha. Not his own alpha. He's gotta be an alpha for a team, to really be looked at in that tier of historical reverence. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say for me, I think this does more for AD's legacy. Right now, we're talking about a guy who never made it out the first round of the NBA playoffs when he was in New Orleans, and he comes into his own. Well, he doesn't come into his own. He comes to LA, and he becomes like a nationwide superstar. Like, you can't deny Anthony Davis anymore. Like, the knock on him used to always be, can't make it to the playoffs, can't win. You can't win games with AD essentially. But now he comes to the Lakers, and he's proven that he can be an alpha. Think about games 1 and 2 where he dropped 30 plus in both games. And he had a legit chance, in my opinion, to win Finals MVP had LeBron not gone crazy the last 2 games. But I will say it does cement Bron's legacy in that top 3 to 5 basketball players of all time. But I think it does more to establish AD's legacy as a place for him to build on.
Where would you rank LeBron in your GOAT list?
Good question.
He's at 3. He's at 3 for me.
Behind who?
Kobe and Jordan.
Okay. What about you, Josh?
And to be honest, I might throw Paul Pierce in there at that top 3.
Boy.
Boy, shut up, bro.
For real though, like we was having fun and you just had to say something stupid, bro.
Is Paul Pierce even the top 3 greatest Celtic of all time, bro? That could
Paul
be
Pierce like that though. Paul Pierce got shot. It was out here dropping.
Yeah, it's nice.
Bill Russell, Larry Bird,
He just
Paul
hooped
Pierce,
so old.
3 Celtics.
So you think he's number 3 behind Russell and Bird?
I think we can
he
find a
only got
better
one
Bird
ring.
Celtic than Paul Pierce.
Robert Parrish,
John
Kevin
Havlicek.
McHale.
I don't know. Robert Parrish, Kevin
Y'all
McHale.
not-
I don't
Y'all
really.
not finna dish. Y'all not
That
finna
man is
disrespect
ugly.
the truth.
That man looks like an alien. Nah, that man is hideous for sure. Sam Cassell, have you seen him,
yeah.
son?
I know, but I'm saying y'all not finna
Dude look
disrespect
like a
the
pimple.
truth, aka
Like
Paul
one of the
Pierce.
nasty boys, like an ingrown hair. That's what Sam Cassell look like,
Come
ingrown
on,
hair.
bro. We didn't need that.
Nah, bro, that man is hideous. He got a vein on top of his head.
But come on.
What was talking about again? My bad.
How many more rings you think LeBron's gonna win?
Oh, I
Ooh,
mean, greatest
that's a
player
good
to touch basketball ever. Greatest player to ever touch a basketball. Magic Johnson
How
said
many
it himself. He got one more chip to go be neck and neck with MJ, bro.
How many more rings you think he's gonna win though?
I think Bron only got. I'm gonna
He
say
got,
he's
yeah,
gonna
like
get
AD
one more.
finna go somewhere.
I'd say he got one more, but you got to think Bron gonna be what 37 next year.
We
How many
obviously
more years
30,
dominant
36.
you got?
man.
Ooh, dominant.
How long is he gonna play?
I mean, the way he plays, bro, there's no way he loses dominance, bro.
So would
Like,
it be crazy to play 5 more years?
I think it's very possible.
You
Because
gotta
he
build a
didn't.
super team for him to run out of gas, bro. For it to seem like he's running out of gas. So Giannis to the Warriors, I mean, it might have to happen, bro.
But I do, like somebody said earlier, this is going to be the hardest regular season LeBron has played in a while, this upcoming season. Because you got to think about it, bro. Phoenix looks good. Denver looks good. Memphis looks good. Like all these teams that may not make the playoffs, they all look good. And so Bron's gonna have to show up each and every night. And I mean,
Stop trying to do this, bro.
bro, I'm just saying.
He has no competition.
Bro, I'm saying he's gonna have to play for real every night. Like he can't take the foot off the pedal during the regular season. He's gonna have to come out and hoop every night. I'm not saying like these teams are gonna beat him. I'm saying he's gonna have to like put up a real deal fight against these teams. He can't just take a back seat. He got to get active.
I mean, he did that this past season and the past 15 seasons. So I mean, I think he's gonna be fine. I see what you're saying, but I mean, I still see him getting probably the 1 seed, even with players like maybe Rondo might lead, KCP might lead. So I mean, I think he's throw some shooters around him and he'll be fine, bro. Him and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis might get hurt. Who knows, bro? I'm gonna knock on wood.
You gotta knock on that.
Yeah, I think he'll win 2 more. One more is like the star player, and then that last one he might have a star player to carry him. Will help him carry, but he'll be the number 1. He might have to be the number 2 on his last ring.
You want me to be honest, bro? You want to know what I want to see next year?
What?
I want to see Melo in LA, bro. He a free agent after this season. I want to see Melo in LA.
Oh, Chris Paul, the whole banana boat.
Hey, make it happen. Because that team would be – he tried to go to LA before.
I was about to say, they already said no once.
But he going to – trying to think if he's going to be a free agent this year. I don't think so, though. I'm not sure. Yeah, man. But anyway, we're going to close this episode out with our weekly pickles. Huh?
This whole time?
I could hear you, bro. It was just low. But anyway, we're gonna close this episode out with our weekly pick'em. And so to start out, we got a special game for y'all. We're gonna pick a college game for y'all. We ain't got the heads like Lee Corso, but we just gonna say our picks. You know what I'm saying? So college game of the week: Georgia at Alabama.
I want to take my pick time to elaborate on the fact that Nick is not my real friend. Like, I've been talking this whole time, and it took a text from Vance to tell you, like, we can't hear you, Josh. I
could hear you. It was just low.
I don't know.
I could hear you, though.
But you know I got this brand spanking new mic, brother. It shouldn't be low. Kirby Smart on a virus. We're going to pray for him and his family, obviously. But – a head coach responsibility on game day besides, boosting morale and giving pep talks. I mean, the role is actually minimal on the actual day. So I don't know how much that'll affect Alabama. They're a well-oiled machine at this point. But Georgia probably has played the best defense in college football this year. Because I like Alabama's offense. I like Najee Harris. I like Mac Jones. I like, they're going to have talent at every position, obviously. But, Georgia's not no slouch neither. Nick referenced their walk-on QB earlier, but he's really been doing a good job. Whew, man. The more I keep talking, the more I go Vance. I'm gonna go last. I can't decide. Shit.
Georgia plays defense. Georgia by 10.
Oh wow,
I like it.
You foolish for sure.
I'm gonna come behind that. I'm taking Georgia.
31 to 21. Georgia.
Okay, go Nick.
I'm coming right behind Vance, bro. Georgia plays defense. Alabama gave up 41 to Ole Miss. Give me Georgia.
Ooh. Man, y'all know how much I don't like Alabama. It's just not in my blood as a black person to like Alabama. But, man, I just really like how their offense is looking right now. Mac Jones is just sprinkling it around. Najee Harris just had, 5 touchdowns last game. I think Alabama, they'll be able to lock in. Give me Alabama.
Okay. So, next week back to our regular NFL slate. Up first, Browns at Steelers.
You started off, Nick.
For me, this is going to be a game where Baker Mayfield's going to have to show up. He's not going to do it against that Pittsburgh defense. Give me the Steelers.
Vance?
Ooh. I love the Steelers defense, but I also like the Browns defense. But the Browns secondary is kind of sketchy, especially at the safety position. I'm not a big fan of Sendale, excuse me. I like Claypool, Juju, Vance McDonald. You know, I think they're gonna get a little freaky in that defensive backfield. Give me the Steelers by 3.
I think the Steelers are probably the best defense from top to bottom in the NFL. I think Baker still hasn't been much better than last year. The running game has given a lot more support. Steelers, give me the point. Whatever the spread is, give me that +3.
All right. Up next, we got a matchup of classic quarterbacks: Packers versus Buccaneers. Rodgers versus Brady. Who y'all rocking with?
The old man battle. Rodgers, he got that Green Bay offense humming. Allen Lazard, they still don't have the weapons that they need, but it's the regular season, so it don't matter. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm liking Green Bay too. The defense is looking real good. Offense, it's a well-oiled machine. I think they're gonna run away with the NFC North. Green Bay, I want to say big, but it's time. I respect Tom Brady, so Green Bay on a last second drive.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. Give me Green Bay, and it's not gonna be close. Brady struggled against the Bears this past Thursday. I feel like you're gonna see that Green Bay defense. They got a lot of good edge rushers, get a good pass rush, and he's just gonna get rattled, especially with his age. So give me the Packers by 10. And up next, we got a big game: Chiefs at Bills. And worth mentioning, Chiefs just picked up Le'Veon Bell. So who y'all got?
Yeah, just the rich get richer. I don't even know what Le'Veon's gonna do in that offense, honestly.
Slot. Throw it to him.
He gonna be a full-time slot?
No, but I think he gonna get some touches, some carries, but I think he gonna get a lot of catches.
Larry ain't even getting no carries like that. They haven't even been running the ball like that. That's the thing about it. Observing from my fantasy numbers, I mean, Edwards after that big game, his first week, he hadn't touched 1,000 yards, or 100 yards rushing with, or after that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like everybody's just popping out 100-yard games every game. It's not the 80s anymore, bro. It's a pass first league.
Touche, brother. Touche. I'll let you have it. In terms of the game, man, Bills defense, Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes, they've been playing. But I think where are they playing then?
In Buffalo.
I think that loss last week. I think they have a hangover. I think the Chiefs dropped 2 in a row.
So you taking the Bills?
Yes, sir, brother. And I got Bills going for 50.
The Chiefs, I like their deep line. They're going to give the Bills, Josh Allen, a lot of pressure. I think Josh Allen gets picked off 3 times. Give me the Chiefs 34-21.
Yeah, Vance, I'm going to be honest with you. We just saw the Bills get absolutely smacked by a team that hasn't played football in 2 weeks. So I feel like Pat Mahomes and that offense going to come in there humming. They put up a good offensive showing against the Raiders. The defense was questionable, but I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. And so final game of
Does Josh Norman still play for them? Is he alive still?
I hope so.
Yeah, he actually tweeted, bro. I checked Twitter to see if he actually had the balls to get back on social media, and he tweeted something like they just won the game. It was like a hype video. Yeah, bro.
You got to do better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another one. We got to take his name away from him. He got to be redacted Norman. He can't share my name.
They said
corner number 29.
They said Josh Norman has had the 2 most disrespectful pictures of all time, bro.
A very high key, bro.
Give him a camp number, DB029. Yeah.
And so, final game of the pick'em, we got Cardinals at Cowboys.
Ooh, let me go last. Y'all go first.
All right, so I'm gonna start this one off. First week without Dak for the Cowboys. Give me the Cardinals and that red hot offense with DeAndre Hopkins.
Vance.
I like Ezekiel Elliott. It really just depends on the Cowboys' game plan. I really don't know what they're gonna do. Do they really? I mean, they can trust Andy Dalton. I trust Andy Dalton, but I also trust Ezekiel Elliott. So if they hand the ball off to Zeke, give me the Cowboys winning 28-23. But if it's they're airing it out and they got to put defense on Kyler Murray, it's gonna be high scoring. I'm gonna say Cardinals 40-37. But the Cowboys are my team, so give me the Cowboys 28-23.
with your heart, not your head, son.
All right,
Later,
dog.
Later, Vander
Yeah,
Esch
excuse
is
me,
coming
sir. Your time to talk is over.
back. Vander Esch is coming back.
You see what Kamala said? I'm speaking right now, son. Yeah, they've been talking a lot of cash during this episode. I think the Cowboys will lose by 500 million points. I think Kyler Murray will have 1,000 rushing yards, 1,000 passing yards. I think D Hop has 10 touchdowns. Chandler Jones not even. He's half of the season, but he coming off the ER to sack Andy Dalton. Zeke's gonna have about 4 yards. Andy Dalton will have about 17 interceptions. And yeah, the Cowboys franchise as a whole will fold. Jerry Jones will start smoking crack. And yeah, I see a lot of, downfall coming for that franchise soon. And my daddy a Cowboys fan too. So that's really messed up. But
Wow.
yeah, Cardinals by 1 million.
So we finna go and close this episode out because Josh got some things he needs to hash out, preferably with a therapist because his football team is still sitting at 0-5. But with that, we're gonna close this out. We appreciate y'all for watching. Maybe we'll get a Jets game in the pick'em next week or something. I don't know.
Hey Nick, quick shout out to the Atlanta Braves. Austin Riley, DeSoto Central product. Hitting go ahead home run in game 1. Y'all don't gotta hate, bro. Shout out to the Braves.
Yeah, we supporting the homies, bro. We supporting the homies. I don't need
I mean, I'm with it, bro. I'm with it. You got it.
Oh, hey, I saw a random fact. All right, this is the last thing. I did see this random fact. It said Anthony Davis is the first John Calipari Kentucky alumni to win an NBA championship.
And that does not surprise me at all. Does not surprise me at all. It's because
You think somebody random would have won it, like Andrew Harrison or something, bro? Somebody random would have won it. Tyler Eulis would have been on the end of like the Warriors bench or something, bro.
they're paying Tyler Eulis prosecutor's salary.
We can't hear you, Josh. I'm sorry, bro.
yeah, bro. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we only got what?
Man, y'all. But hey, while I'm on the mic, you feel me? Shout out to them boys. Free 30, free Shiesty. Hey, we still up though.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
For sure. And so we finna go and close this thing out. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, do all of that.
Man,
and we out of here.
You not